Whoa, is this working? Hope it's working. It's kind of hard to tell. Nothing seems to be working today. Before we begin, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to Streamlabs for editing a bunch of my videos descriptions to include the tipping link when I didn't actually want that. So thanks, Streamlabs. That's why we're starting late today. Also, for whatever reason, my little fake blob life 2D thing isn't working. I think the only way for me to like really check to see why it's not working is to actually, let me try. Maybe that works. Yeah, no, I'd probably have to restart OBS. And at this point, well, we're live, so not doing that. We'll do that some other time. So, if you recall from last stream, the game told us instead of putting in the current time, we should put in our favorite time. I don't really know what my favorite time is, though. So I'll just pick, I guess, time when we get off work. Classic, 5 p.m. Or, can we do... Yo. What about that 4:20 p.m.? Huh? Now I'll just go with 5. I like it. Let's go. There he is. Hi. Yes. My favorite time of day. Yeah, the game doesn't actually know. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. How accurate is 5 p.m.? Why is this a slider for accurate to inaccurate? Inaccurate. Okay. Okay. It's good to collect data. Okay. Hi, Imp. Yeah, no, there's no chat widget anymore. I removed it. I purged everything related to Streamlabs from my account. It's all gone. Invent some new sliders. Oh no. I'm kind of curious if I should just reboot the game to see what those new sliders might be. What's with the Patreon link? Dude, I don't even have a Patreon account. I don't subscribe to anybody on Patreon. How could I have a Patreon link? That's crazy. Alright. Well, let's go ahead. So we pretty much established last time that... Oh. That's new. Alright, so we have 5 of the 6 figurines, and we pretty much established last time that if we don't carry the bucket with us...
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket is necessary for DLC content, so... I guess it's not really DLC.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man.
Whatever the new content is. Why is there a divider here?
Become both of those things.
Was this always here? I'm also curious if he'll do the 4:30 thing.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket
so it still interrupts him,
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes,
Where could the
Stanley
last
thought to
figure
himself.
be?
Yes,
I feel like
perhaps
that's
it's
probably key
Never
to
mind. The bucket was wrong.
something.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
So if we go down this elevator, I forgot what happened. We've done this ending, I think. I don't remember if there was another option after you go down. Ah, fuck it, we'll just do it. But yeah, when I realized the donation link was there when
Good, Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place.
oh,
eventually.
this thing. That's
You
right.
see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying.
Nope. We've done that ending. I usually just like have YouTube copy my settings from the previous broadcast because I'm lazy. And I noticed like it actually said something. But if I was copying from the previous broadcast and it said, and I had that link, then maybe how long have I been copying that link? And it wasn't even like formatted very well or anything. It was a mess. I was annoyed. Yeah, I forgot the bucket.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Where can we go?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We need to find somewhere both red and blue. I actually have no idea where that could be. The one place I was thinking of was down the stairs instead of going to the boss's room. Because there's a big red light
Stanley,
down there.
we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Right?
office.
It's a big red light here. And then it's suddenly blue over here. But we've done that one a couple of times. That's the insanity ending, no matter whether you have the bucket or not. So... and maybe it's like one of these sorts of places that it's just like kind of out of the way. But I'm not even really sure where to look. TBH.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Sheer luck.
Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
And there was a figurine here. We've done the elevator up and down ending. I know there's more. I guess like I'm mentally stuck.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Hey,
It would be
remote.
all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
If light is on, call extension 914 immediately. Is there a phone? I wonder. Go down towards the escape.
Although this passageway had the... But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Then we go this way.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to
Never
go back
mind.
so I can try
This
pressing
is the
number
same
3
line.
again. The bucket said nothing.
I'm not really sure what to do to get new lines.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
Now I can use the elevator.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
But I didn't even touch the number 3.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I don't know that there's anything new. Oh, well, now we can't go back. I don't know that there was anything that we hadn't seen going down this path.
Rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Employee observation
protocol. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears. But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
Paninis?
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home.
Wow.
In fact, after some time, Stanley realized
I don't know if I've actually ever gone down here in vanilla.
The mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible.
So many mugs.
Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Oh, that's it?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
I don't really know what the story is behind this thing either. that say? Sales in this quarter. Projections.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Get well someday.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't think there's anything else to do here either,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Like we've been
go
down there.
Go to the cargo lift.
And that gave us a really creepy ending, actually, with like some pretty crazy implications, but if we take the cargo lift, we've done that ending. Have we gone all the way through? Yeah, we've gone all the way through. But we haven't tried just jumping off. Let's just jump off.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Oh, that's it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'm also kind of curious if that ramp exists if I don't bring the bucket with
Perhaps
me.
he had simply missed a memo.
So I'm gonna try going through the original ending that leads
When
there.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
And before
Stanley knew
the
perfectly
ramp
well.
isn't there.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Okay, the ramp is still here.
He wasn't fired years ago.
So what happens if we go this way without the bucket?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
Okay, similar thing.
That it seemed
I definitely didn't see this ending before.
That it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
We haven't fed the bucket to Bucket Destroyer.
Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Forget where that ending is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate.
I think this was if he followed the bucket's
Stanley
instructions
clutched the
all the
bucket
way
tightly to
through.
his This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but
Maybe?
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Was it this ending? I don't remember.
Now pick up the phone,
Said the bucket.
pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley.
Oh,
and
this
his bucket.
ending.
Once upon a time,
Oh, this
I
is
gave
the
Stanley
one
a bucket
where,
because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
Okay, now we've seen this one. Oh, what if I don't pick up the phone though?
My God, the bumpscosity in here is absolutely overwhelming. 1,000? You people have got to be nuts. How can you stand this much bumpscosity?
You just do it, man.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Alright, we'll go back, but we
Stanley
won't pick
clutched
up the
bucket
phone.
tightly to his. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley
Alright.
once again obeyed blindly.
We'll not pick up the phone. Oh right, we
Now
can like
pick up the
unplug the
phone.
phone, right?
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is
Whoa.
comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny"
Oh
now.
no, I don't. I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good.
I guess.
This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard
Oh my
data from your
God.
audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian.
An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter.
Tripled over in laughter.
Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invaders who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles.
What?
All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them.
Oh, hey, it's Rogue
Godspeed,
Legacy.
and may Earth reign supreme.
I haven't been playing too much Rogue Legacy today.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today.
Are we gonna
as
learn the
back then.
narrator's name?
So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I'm curious if he'll bitch at me for not leaving. Guess not. Oh, there's no sound or trying to interact with the door anymore. I can close that door though. Why can I close that door?
I can feel it. This time,
Oh,
I'm
there's a
really
fence
going to
now.
nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches.
So I can't leave.
Talking bucket, you'll say. How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
And the ramp is gone.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. I don't think I'm lying. Okay. I guess we're really going back to the two doors, huh? Wow.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back
What?
on the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake.
Truly
I've made a fool of
egregious.
myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think
I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Oh no.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh, is it the same line over and over?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley
I'll do it
and the
one
bucket
more
came
time
to a
just to
set
see.
of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What?
Okay, it really is the same.
Already? No.
Alright, I guess we're taking the door to the left.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar.
Wow.
No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Oh. It's different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, surely not.
Why is this room different? Wait, I vaguely remember this happening in the original as well.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So I'm not sure if we want to keep going this way again, or if that's just like a random different start. I don't know. Well, fuck it.
No, said the bucket.
Okay, this is
Don't
identical.
Go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I'm kind of curious about something. So we got a collectible over here, right? No. I wonder.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked
okay,
might
that's still
lead to
too
the
much.
separation of himself and the bucket.
Too much fall damage, and now we're back in the
Wait,
normal
Stanley
state.
thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Okay. So now we need to find the ending with the
Stanley lifted his
bucket
He felt a
destroyer
connection to all buckets everywhere.
and feed
This
the
adventure, he
bucket.
decided, was for all of them.
Don't remember which way that was though.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But
I'm
Stanley
thinking
had
it's
felt
through the
bucket
maintenance
calling to him,
shaft.
telling him
I
that the
reset that one
employee
pretty
lounge
early.
was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see,
Right.
your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Wondering if I can fall off here. Oh. Okay, I don't think this was intended. Because they're not doing anything. Oh no. Oh no. And now I'm stuck listening to this forever. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. You know what's kind of funny is... The fuck?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Huh? Who is that? Where is the narrator?
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
Okay, so...
Stanley clutched the bucket
We'll
tightly
do that
to
thing
his
again,
chest.
but I'm not gonna go out of
To the
bounds.
meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was
It's
wrong.
unfortunate that
Stanley took
that
the
out of
door on
bounds
his
is,
left to go
exists.
back, and so the two of them detoured
Because,
through the maintenance section and walked straight
As we
ahead
saw
to the
earlier in the
opposite
stream, there was already an ending that involves you doing basically the same exact thing. Oh well.
Good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
I just realized that's a license plate.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows
I think that's a
where it'll go
Pennsylvania
off to
license
next?
plate. I
and
wonder
it
if it's
played some
real.
silly music as well.
I don't really know where to look up license plate things.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
Hey,
True,
Chris.
it also was not in the original
I'm
game.
wondering
It's
if there's
such
a way
a
I can, like,
well-fleshed
jump
out
off.
character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to
Aw,
spell it out
man,
for you.
another unintended out of
Go ahead now,
bounds.
Stanley. Say goodbye
Come
to the
on,
bucket, and then pop it
game.
into the machine when you're ready.
Aw, I'm disappointed. I'm actually disappointed. This is the second one along this exact path where you can go out of bounds, but the game does not acknowledge it because they didn't account
Already
for that
this was
possibility.
uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in,
Alright, well,
this Stanley thought
this
to
time we're
himself,
gonna feed the
"This
bucket to the
is
machine
bucket."
for real.
And indeed it was.
Sorry, bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
We've already done the
employee
ending
lounge
where we
was
don't
simply
feed the
place
bucket.
to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The
So now we
bucket
must
was wrong.
sacrifice the bucket.
Stanley took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
This ending's alright. The worst part about it is having to hear the Adventure Line music
Oh,
again.
Stanley,
I
I'm
hate
glad
that
you
music.
found your way here. I knew you'd find this place.
Da, da, da,
eventually.
da, da,
You see,
da.
your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
Hey,
We've come together
fireplace.
here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even
Wonder
from
where the last
original
figurine
Stanley
is.
Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley.
Stan
Classic
your-
characters
Stan
from the
your
first game, like the
figurine.
Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
Did I get the
We
skip
could make
ending?
the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes.
I don't
that's what the-
recall.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some
Just before
silly
you
music as
showed
well.
up here, I got an out of bounds off of this too. You can go out here, but it's the same thing. The game doesn't recognize it.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more
Oh,
content
the
exactly
skip
like
button.
this.
Yes,
But
yes.
if we want to do
I've done that.
you're going to have to give something.
I think that's
Don't
like a
you get it,
prerequisite
We
to
need to
getting
get
the
rid of
bucket.
That's
pretty
why
good.
I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
I'm
True,
sad there's
it
no
also
new
was not in
content
the
door
original game,
anymore.
but it's such a well
I would like
fleshed out
to
character with so much
see that
personality
ending again,
that to
just
me,
for
it
fun.
already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out.
Goodbye,
for you.
Bucket.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
Oh.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
I can't actually
Destroying
put it
buckets
in.
is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that it's
Oh, you skipped what he was saying? They do
so
actually
densely loaded with complexity
end.
and nuance that it's really like 10 personality
There's a
traits.
couple that,
What
like,
other
have
object
infinite
in this
loops.
game can you even say that
But most of the
about?
dialogue
Blue
actually
Project
does, like, have an
certainly
end.
not. I wonder what sort of
It's just
Bucket
very,
Destroyer
very, very
merchandise
long-winded.
the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Well,
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the
I
Bucket
can't feed it.
Destroyer
It
until
won't
you
let me
crush
feed
that
it.
damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want.
give the
Hurry
fans
and-
what they want. Oh. Well, I tried.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
Wonder
to
if
the
the door's
meeting.
there if I don't
Perhaps
bring
he
the
had
bucket
simply
with
missed
me.
a memo.
Nope. No new content door. What is this? Oh. The end is never the end. Oh. We got 2 inputs.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think I can just turn all these off. I didn't realize. I don't know if anything happens if you do, though.
Finally, yes, the bucket. Yes, yes, yes. I love that bucket.
Okay. Yes, the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Stanley clutched the
Okay, I
bucket
think
tightly
I've done
to
all
his
the
chest and
right
entered the
door
on his left.
endings. So we'll try left door stuff. Still missing this one. Somewhere both red and blue.
Coming to a staircase,
The
Stanley
third
and the
door?
bucket walked upstairs to the
I don't
boss's
remember if there's a
office.
third door. This is probably all the same.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I think if we go to the mind control facility, I think I've done on,
Stanley and the
off,
bucket walked
and
straight
jumping
ahead
off
through
the
the large
side.
door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't know that there's actually. Oh, well. I was gonna take a look down the escape route. I don't think there's actually any
The lights
options
rose
on that
an
one.
enormous room packed with television screens. What
Yeah, we can
horrible
just hop
secret
off
did
here
this
if we
place
want to.
hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Be able to hop off here too if we want. I think it's too easy.
The monitors jumped to life, and
Although,
Stanley nearly
at
dropped
least
the
in this
bucket
area,
shore.
it's like
Everyone in the
intended.
office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
I guess there's no
These
furniture in this
questions
section
raised
for me to like
furiously in
climb
Stanley's
up on.
feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working,
I don't
all of it
actually-
monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
I never bothered
reality of his
actually like
past
messing
began
with the
to sink
buttons in here after
Stanley
picking up the
decided
bucket.
that this machine
I don't know that there's
would
any
never again
difference
exert
though.
its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Yeah, it's all, you can't interact with any of it with the bucket. Oh, actually, where's the 4 button? I forgot where the 4 is. Oh, is it up there? Can't go up there. Ooh, these walls are... they're mean. How about the other way? Yeah, these walls are mean. Okay, well, I guess... I mean, I'd like to try going up to that, where that button is, but I don't think there's a way up there. They have the gate closed. Yeah, there's like a bird's ending, and you can't really actually escape ending because the facility wants to keep the bucket. Press the buttons really fast. Could try. I don't think it'll work though. Also because I'm pretty sure that button up there is number 4. Oh. Where's 3? I'll push him again, I just don't remember where it is also. Five's here. Oh, 3's way over there, okay. Oh, it is here. Ugh. Keep whiffing it. Yeah, they just make different noises. Eat the number 4. Oh well. I'm also curious if we can jump off in here. Do they have chairs or
When at last
anything?
they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Doesn't look like we can climb on these though. Yeah, turning it on is the bird ending. Have you seen it? If you haven't, I can push it. It's just kind of nice.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds.
Hey.
Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
And these just let you scroll through a slideshow.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Truly.
And Stanley was happy.
Oh. Papers everywhere.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Is there a computer for me to input? No, it doesn't seem like it.
One man, one bucket, one chance
Check the
to
first
see
room
their
again.
destiny together.
But yeah, that's the bird ending. Told you it was the bird ending.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his own. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
I kind of want to
The
see this
bucket
one
was
ending
wrong.
again. So
Stanley took the door
kinda
on his
headed
left
over this
to
way.
go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo.
This is also where one of the collectibles was.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
Oh, I just realized, is this
No matter
Stanley
how many
talking?
times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
I don't get that ending. I'm sure there's like some significance to it, but I don't understand it.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Huh, no computers with the input thing.
It's bucket time.
What else can I do?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't know where else I can go. I need to go somewhere that's red and blue, apparently. What is both red and blue? That I haven't already been to. Any place that's purple? Good question. I don't think so. Maybe there is? I'm not really sure. Was also just kind of curious if I could jump out this window somehow. Because that would be cool. Somewhere both red and blue. That is my hint. The infinite hole? I actually don't remember where that is. I don't remember how you get there. Through the Stanley Parable 2 room, but the new content door is not there anymore. Oh, you're talking about like when we lit it purple? I mean, I guess that was there. Yeah. But unfortunately, no, there's we can't access that anymore. I mean, maybe there's something similar like that in the base game, but I just don't recall. Follow the clues provided by 416. Maybe there's like actually like hints that I need to like look at. I don't know. Employee 421 is building a bridge. Let's go look at employee 421's room.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
422.
It's bucket time.
This is 421. Building a bridge? Can you tell me what the significance of the number 112,000 is? What is this strange number? Anthony W. I'm like sort of reading down from the bottom up. Something emails loaded. You have 296 emails in your inbox. Your inbox is full. Internal clock error. 112,000. I don't know what you can do with that information. They referenced employee 421 specifically, and that was somewhat legible. Not all of this is.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Maybe we have to go without the bucket for a while, and because I know like some of the base game's endings change that first area, and then we pick up the bucket on the way over.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket.
This is the only place that I could think of that's blue and red at the same time. Red light, blue area, but there's really nothing here. And this just leads to the insanity ending. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing else you can do over there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this rep, but Stanley guessed the correct.
No, you can't interact with the car.
Was it that the
I've
bucket
tried.
all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
And this takes us to the mind control facility. Yeah, I think I'll have to just try going around without the bucket for a little bit. We'll get some older dialogue, but maybe we'll see something different. That we
Stanley
can
and the
then
bucket
pick
walked
up
straight ahead through the
bucket
large
4.
door that read Mind Control Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent
And this
death.
is the museum ending.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I wonder how much we can juggle between this ending and the elevator ending. I guess eventually you're just stuck in one or the other.
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Can't jump off here. Yeah. What if I just jump off here?
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below.
This is earlier than when I fell
Thankfully,
earlier.
He fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
I think this is the same.
Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and...
Yep, it's all the same. Alright. We'll not take the bucket. I think what I'm going to try and do is get the adventure line to show up.
Yes,
What is
that's
this?
where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then
Employee
on, he would never be
database.
alone ever again.
Don't know what that says. Too small. Alright. No bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Thought I heard something, but I guess there wasn't anything there. So this will get me back to...
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
hey.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, wait, the bucket's gone. Oh no. By doing that, I've lost the bucket. Lost bucket rights. So I guess we're like actually stuck into this ending now.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No,
I think this is the confusion
I definitely
ending.
restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I want to go through this door, but I guess I'll go through this door. Oh, hey, we're back here. Nice.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, still no bucket. Now there's no door.
Yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, I was expecting like something else to happen. Okay, cool.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh,
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
I
Is this
remember
the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart. All right,
yes.
I've
Wait,
got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help
it's the
of
Stanley
the
Parable
Stanley
2
Parable
adventure line.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
This is different. I thought we were just going through the old ending. What if I don't follow the line?
No, no, I'm done. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
You wonder if there's different adventure music? No, there's no way. Hey, look, it's solitaire. Can't actually interact with that computer.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative
Red and blue.
experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh no. Oh. No, they can't stop.
Cut the music.
Thank
Go back
God.
and look at that fern.
What? No.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no.
No,
Line,
must go
you
look
do
at
not
the
Stanley.
fern.
This fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
A very important fern. Okay. I interrupted what was probably going to be a pretty long piece of dialogue, so, whoops. Oh, hey, we're back. The Stanley Parable 2 Adventure Line. Oh, hey.
No, 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 not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh. Now it's just the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. No longer the Stanley Parable 2 Adventure Line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
This
Whatever it
hallway
might
is
be,
physically
Stanley,
impossible. It's
I'm
already
ready
wrapped
for
around
it.
into itself several times.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
If you pay attention to the subtitles, it's kind of funny that anytime the narrator refers to the line, there's always a trademark.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Wow.
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Well,
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
oh. God.
All of his co-workers were
Oh,
gone.
the bucket's here.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I'm thinking
and
if
Stanley
I don't
knew
have the
perfectly
bucket
well.
with me, that
Perhaps
might
he
lead
wanted
me
to stop by
somewhere
the
with
employee
red
lounge
and
first,
blue,
just to admire it.
where the last collectible
It was
is.
okay.
I'll just
But
Just
eager
go
to get
without
back to
it.
business,
Try
Stanley
stuff.
took the first open door on his left.
I don't remember what the endings, where
Stanley
the
was so
endings
bad
lead
at
us
following
to.
directions, it's
Done
incredible he
this,
wasn't fired
jumped
years
off.
ago.
Let's do this and jump off.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Onto the catwalk.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
And
that
if this
the
doesn't
story
work,
has
then we'll
been
do the
about
one where you
nothing
go
but
all the way
you all this time.
across.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you
No
of this,
buckets
but
past
I
this
really
point.
do want
I
to
remember
help you,
this.
to show you something beautiful.
When we tried bringing the
Let me
bucket
prove
here.
it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Oh!
Give me a chance.
Red
Now,
and
listen
blue?
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked
Oh,
through
fuck!
the red door. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Wow.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
I wasn't expecting
This is
that.
doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay. I don't remember
Oh,
this.
thank God you are willing to listen to me.
Oh.
You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh, it's just a rectangular room. Wait. What? Is it the same door on each side? Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If
I
we
remember
just
this.
stay right here, right in this
Vaguely.
moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs.
Oh.
If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm
This
asking
one's
you
a
not to
bit
take this
of
away
a
from me. I can't go back to
brutal
what I was
ending.
before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Nope.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Wonder if we can go
I
back
just
now.
wanted us to get along. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Yeah, he's mad.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
Oh, we're so slow now. Well, here we go. Goodbye.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Alright. So now we have all the collectibles. So that's neat. What? Why does this look different?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines.
Oh, shit.
Those figures. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
I wanted
Didn't
to
it
go
fill
back
you
to the meeting
brim with
room.
inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
This doorway, by the way, is like phenomenal. It just looks so good. Right? I mean, look at that. It's amazing. Alright, so back to the memory zone. We now have the collectibles. We put them here. I don't remember going downstairs like this though.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible.
Oh.
Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Did I pick it up? Or should I walk away?
And here was a second Stanley.
Oh.
You found this one all on your own, just by poking around.
I guess I missed some dialogue by not picking that up.
Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
I have 7.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
It goes under the stairs.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
What? Does science really say that?
Oh yes, we found a figly in this pink room.
What?
Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't remember this room. Do you guys remember this room? The thinker.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Wow. Windows Movie Editor or whatever, like those old shitty videos. You go back to like 2005 or whatever, videos were like all like this. Amazing. Clip art! Yeah! Best boy narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8 minutes. Why did the warehouse one take us to that pink room? I think that has something to do with the ending that we saw there. Possibly.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, okay. They're the same door.
And then there was no more. Because
Whoa.
we caught up to the
It's
present
showing
moment.
my
Nothing
camera.
left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not
Whoa.
ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction.
Wow.
See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Hell yeah.
Yes, I love that video.
This one, though.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, there's something about this. There's something up there. Looks like a box.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Oh, okay. Can't go down that way.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Hmm? Stanley Parable 2? This doesn't look quite the same. Is that the jump circle?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Or what this decoration's here for.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Same door. Back to the office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? It's bucket time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I want to go to the meeting room.
Still no one was here.
What?
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more
What?
than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Stanley, we must move on from this.
Okay, it
broom
looks
closet,
like
simply because I
that
have no
was the
remaining
ending.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So I suppose that's it then. Right?
Stepping into his manager's office,
Because now we're
Stanley
just
was
going
once
back
again
through,
stunned
like...
to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Well, it certainly seems like, that was it.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end
feel
of
like
this
going
hall,
to this
Stanley
one.
and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Oh, there's one more thing that I need to do, actually, before I put this game down. So we'll do this ending, and then I'm gonna close and reopen the game.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
This is a cool ending,
In a
though.
single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
We have read all of these, so I'm not going to bother reading through all of them
Can you
again.
see how arrogant it was for Stanley to
This,
take
though,
a bucket like this
25
and to claim
buckets?
it for his
That's
own?
not 25
Can you see the
buckets.
hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life? No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this
27
one.
max.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Do you know how to count?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do
Understandable.
together,
Have a
you and
nice
I,
day.
that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place.
Alright, and so I'm gonna restart the game real quick. See what we get. Because there's probably gonna be some like stuff in the startup. So do that. Click play. Alright, cool. OBS captured that pretty quick. Huh? They're making me do this again? Oh. Oh, yes! They're friends! Got him. I like this one. We'll go with this one. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Onkyboinkle or Scrumtush? I'll just leave it in the middle. I like them both. Please don't adjust the slider. Well, fuck you! Do you know what time it is right now? Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes? What is time anyway? That's not a yes or no question. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Help. I don't know about this one. Will you come back to visit me? sure. Alright, just in case the game like checks for it, I'm gonna load into the game. Go back to menu. And we'll launch it again. One more time. I'm curious what it'll do now. What time is it? Oh. Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all of the game's settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do. Like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? It's maybe the only information I've really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. Epilogue? I wasn't expecting that. Hold up. Okay, credits. Settings? Is there anything that's like obviously new? Epilogue. Many years later. Oh shit! Wait, there was a hint at an epilogue at the Stanley Parable 2 exhibit. Oh shit! We're here! Oh! Made ourselves a little fire. Oh, there's office chairs everywhere. It's a bit of a sandstorm, isn't it? Yeah. Well, office chairs and us, I guess. And sand. Lots of sand. Whoa. Is that the memory zone over there? Wait, I think this is the original, this is the entrance to the memory zone, yeah? Like this archway? But obviously it's in disrepair now. Alright. Let's see what's at the memory zone. Is Stanley actually there, or if it's just skipping ahead? I don't think Stanley's real. Oh. Someone set up this generator to power the memory zone. Guess not to power the memory zone, but something in the memory zone. Cookie Nine's blog. Wait. Cookie Nine blog. I don't see anything though. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed... Oops, sorry, that's my mouse. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about the enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reprieve from... also, this is showing, like, super future, I guess, because you can see there are archives from 2027. There's a review on the Stanley Parable 2. Sorry I haven't been blogging too much. Review SNRAF 3. Protected post. Cookie's Corner. We need to talk about sequels. Go Guy. Piss Order 0999. Not real yet. Oh, wait, what's this? Cat dog was born! Scientists confirm a hybrid species. Holy crap! Cat dog's real! This game's telling us the future, isn't it? Cat dog will be real. One day. Alright, the cable continues. Yeah, probably. Although it would have been interesting. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. This is by Snip Sweemy. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Get on the green. Oh, hey, they included like the EU data privacy thing statement. Oh, there's so many buttons. How are these still functioning?
Jim.
They all say Jim.
Jim.
Maybe one of them won't say Jim.
Jim. Stanley. Stanley.
Ooh, what?
Jim. Stanley.
What is this? I have no idea what this is.
Stanley.
Alright, I don't remember if I did these.
Jim.
Okay. Are those the collectibles? Oh my god. Into the hole we go. Oh, we're back in the office. Okay. Oh shit. That started a cutscene. Hello again. Oh. Nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley Parable 3. Evil Baby. Stanley Parable 3, Evil Baby. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work, no need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again, with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. I mean, I think it's funny. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you've put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright, hold up. I need to look at my achievements. So, okay, I'm still at 5 out of 11. Last one I got was Settings World Champion. Alright, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself. Forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. It's currently 11:52 p.m. Sure. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. You are playing the Stanley Parable 3! Evil Baby! That's amazing!
All of his co-workers were gone.
Alright, hold up. If I go into the epilogue again, does that start me from the beginning of the epilogue again? It might. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm not gonna sit through all that again. Okay, but now one more time. Gonna launch the game again. See what happens. I'm also not really sure what they mean by fix the machine that gives the achievement or whatever. I have no idea what that's about. Stanley Parable 4! A new kind of... No. A whisper... Now with added zone. There's a lot of like pretty obvious ones that like I'm sure there have been subtitles in other games. But what's one that like now with added mind control machine? Sure. Yo, that's so sick. Fistful of Sunshine sounds like a song. Hell, it does. Alright, let's go see what... Oh, oops, I clicked play too early. Stanley Parable 5? Stanley Parable 5. One with the thank you. I think there's just like a pool of words word pairs that it can choose from, and it just like lets you pick whatever. Alright, that one was interesting. Stanley Parable 6. Quarterly cheese, I like it. Yo, it's the skip button. Oh, yeah, I think it's just coincidence, yeah. Okay, they did say he fixed the achievement machine, so let's see
All
if
of his
the
co-workers
new
were
content
gone.
door is
What could
there.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, good, it is here. Meaning, go back, do all this stuff, and we'll, how do I get the new content door? That is a good question. I am not the person to ask.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable.
I think
and
in
about
this
how
case it
roundly
appeared again
disappointing this
after I
UltraDeluxe
finished the
version has
epilogue.
turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark. And any new
The
content
first time
should
it
live
just
up to
appeared,
that
I just
image.
happened to
So
notice it
forget
once.
this UltraDeluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
I wonder if they're gonna reset my jump count.
Announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
But we're playing the Stanley Parable 6!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release?
Alright, well I'm beelining for that achievement machine, so...
With a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built
Blah,
from
blah,
the
blah,
ground
blah,
up.
blah, blah.
Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
I need to know if the narrator says anything different when I hit the achievement button.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended.
It does look like a dollar.
It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Oh, nice. I appreciate that there was also narrator dialogue where he wasn't expecting that to actually work. I'm curious if anything else has changed.
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Will this just continue going? Oh, okay. Our jump circle count is still 0!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice... Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion
Blah, blah, blah,
achievement.
blah.
Well done.
Oh, can I go to the infinite hole though?
Setting. Travel to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2...
We already have bumpscosity.
I'm including an entirely new setting, something called...
Wait, that's the
bumpscosity.
reassurance bucket. Where's the...
What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I
Forget where
haven't
the hole
quite
is.
figured that
I'll
part
check
out yet,
the...
but I just know that calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than UltraDeluxe, don't you think? UltraDeluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an
it's the letter
artistic
K.
statement right there. It's future-oriented.
Oh.
It screams progress and
Duh.
innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, actually, I'm also very curious if I pick the other balloon
Okay,
option.
I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one.
I think
So I
that in
picked
the
this
new
one last time
version,
and they
the
gave me
office
these.
could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
So if
But
I
I'm
pick this
undecided
one,
on
will they give
Get
me
Well
these?
Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Yo, happy 12th birthday,
Or
step-niece.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright, infinite hole. I hope it's open. Yes.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap fall. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both
That is a
said
very
some
small
things we
dot.
didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that
Mostly.
works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Not gonna lie,
A normal
my favorite part
person
of
would say, "Yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on
Stanley
forever
Parable
till the end of
Ultra
time.
Deluxe
Don't need to see it all,
was,
but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird
the
soul.
thing when Stanley fall asleep
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this
in
time?
the hole.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less
I wish
time in
I
there
wish we
than you
could
did
just
before.
stick around in that for a
admittedly,
really long
I
time.
didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge?
Oh yeah, are you guys
You
ready?
just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Oh, it's not working.
Is the teleport button not working? You sure?
Just unlock the new
Well, I
content? Very nice.
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago.
Congratulations.
Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope
Bye,
you
narrator.
have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
I love this. Yeah, this is the best part of the new content. By a long shot. Some of these are like really weird.
My head's stronger. You're no longer using up this space of mine.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. I wonder if this is like someone talking backwards. I'm also curious if these, where these files are in the game, like if I can just pull them out as MP3s or something. Probably not, but. There's so many. I could record them, but that would also result in a slightly lower quality output. Also, I have no idea if this is a shuffle or if this is going through in order. No, it's definitely like a shuffle, because I've been looking for the jazz one. But we've heard these already. Come on. We didn't actually go through all of these last time. Oh, this one's just like beige. Whoa. Oh yeah, it's the infinite hole. It's going deeper and deeper. Dude, I don't think we're ever getting the jazz one back. Alright, I can work with this. Puppies! They're so cute! Dude, this music does not fit the puppy aesthetic. Alright, now we're in space again. So I think this is also a shuffle of sorts. Yeah, this wasn't in the queue earlier. Saw this one though. Shit's crazy, dude. Anyway, I think that's this will be the end of the Stanley Parable. Oh, you want to see Change Yourself? Sure. So yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it. I'm tired. Have a good night all. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the Stanley Parable.